Hi, welcome to 4.3 reciprocal trig ratios. In this lesson, we're going to learn three new types of trig ratios. So let's first go over the ones that we know. We call those the primary trig ratios. Okay, and we can reference this right angle triangle when we write out these trig ratios. So sine of theta, that's going to be our opposite over the hypotenuse. And we basically just use SOHCAHTOA, right, to get these. So sine of theta, opposite over hypotenuse. Cos theta, adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan theta, opposite over adjacent. So those are the three primary trig ratios. The three new ones that we're going to learn today, we'll do those in another color. So they're called the reciprocal trig ratios. And here are those three. So the first one is called the cosecant trig ratio, and its symbol is CSC. And this one is equal to the reciprocal of sine. So the reciprocal of sine theta. Okay, I actually should have a little bit of an angle up here. Let me write that in real quick. Okay, so cosecant theta is actually the reciprocal of sine theta. So we write it as 1 over sine theta. So what's the reciprocal of sine theta? Well, here's sine theta. So the reciprocal of O over H is just going to be H over O. Okay, so if you remember the rules for reciprocals, here's a definition. It says a reciprocal is two expressions that have a product of 1. So, for example, 4 and 1 over 4. If you multiply those, you would get 1. Or x and 1 over x. So it's the same thing with sine and cosecant. If you actually multiply these together, you would only get 1. Because cosecant is 1 over sine, and if you multiply 1 over sine by sine, it would cancel out. Anyway, these are real easy to do. As long as you know your primary ones, all you have to do is flip the fractions to get the three new ones. So the next one is called secant, and that's the reciprocal of cos. So secant is given the symbol SEC, and it's going to be the reciprocal of cos theta. So we just need to flip this fraction here. It's going to be H over A. And then cotan, it's actually called cotangent, and the symbol for that is COT. So it's the reciprocal of tangent. So instead of doing over A, we have to flip it and we get A over O. So these three reciprocal trig ratios are actually really easy to come up with. If you first just do your primary ones, the next set, all you got to do is just flip the fractions. It's as easy as that. All right, let's go over our success criteria. So it says, I can define the secant, cosecant, and cotangent ratios for angles in a right triangle and relate these ratios to sine, cosine, and tangent ratios. So basically, our success criteria is, can we come up with the reciprocal trig ratios for a right angle triangle? And what's the relationship between these and these? Well, it's easy. They're just the reciprocal of each other. Let's go into our first example. Determine the reciprocal trigonometric ratios using a triangle. Consider a right triangle with sides of length 3 units, 4 units, and 5 units. So here we go. We have the 3, 4, 5 triangle. That's one of our Pythagorean triples. It says determine the 6 trig ratios for angle A, then the 6 trig ratios for angle B. So let's start with angle A. So we're going to first find sine A, then we'll do cos A, and then we'll do tan A. Once I get those three, I'm just going to flip the ratios, and then I'll get the next three trig ratios, which are the reciprocals. All right, let's go. So angle A opposite is 3 over the hypotenuse 5. So this is going to be 3 over 5. Cos of A, that's going to be the adjacent over the hypotenuse, 4/5. And then tan is going to be opposite over adjacent, so 3 over 4. All right, let's use these to get the reciprocal trig ratios. So the next three, I'm just going to write them right beside cosecant. Cosecant, that is the reciprocal of sine. So it's going to be, I just have to flip this fraction, so I can write it as 5 over 3. All right, my next one is called secant, and that's the reciprocal of cos. So I just got to flip that fraction, that'll be 5 over 4. And then cotan is the reciprocal of tan, that's going to be 4 over 3. It's as easy as that to get those 6 trig ratios. And I'm going to be honest, there's not really anything special about these, other than the fact that they're the reciprocal of these. That's it. Are they necessary, these trig ratios? Not really. You could actually do everything you need with these three. You can solve triangles. We can do graphing and other things. So the only time these come in handy is when we want to start simplifying expressions, so which we'll see a little bit later. So that was our solution for the first part. Let's go ahead and do angle B. So we just did angle A right here. I'm going to change colors and we'll do angle B in blue. So we have sine B, cos B, and then tan B. And then we can write out the reciprocals, cosecant B, secant B, and then cotan B. If you write them like this, you can actually fill them out kind of quickly. Do your primary first. So sine B, we got opposite, which is 4 over the hypotenuse 5. So 4/5. The next one is 3/5. And tan is going to be 4 over 3. Okay, now I got those three. Let's just do the reciprocals. So flip this to get this one over here. So 5 over 4. Flip this one to get the next one. 5 over 3. You guys get the idea. The next one will just be 3 over 4. So it's as easy as that to get the 6 trig ratios. All right, that's it for the start of this lesson. I'll see you guys in the next video.